And I was like, we got annuals, perennials, we have hedges, kind of a little bit. He goes, you got any of that wacky tobacco? And I said, I've not heard of that, but I can look it up for you. I had never heard that before. Welcome back to Short Pour. We are your hosts. I'm Chris.
And I'm Brandon.
And today we are dipping back into my comfort zone with the Public House Cream Ale.
Yeah, so last year we did a different Public House beer, and we both really liked it.
Flynn's Red Ale.
Yes, we both loved it. So anyway, I've been excited to get back and do another one, and I know you're a sucker for cream ales. I am too. So
yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one.
That's what we're checking out today.
So they say, while most modern styles of American craft beer originated elsewhere in the world, cream ale was born right here at home. We found a lot to like in this golden little beauty. Prominent malt notes complemented by a flaked maize aroma that bubbles up through the carbonation, elegantly balanced by noble hops. We think this beer can be summed up in 3 big words: American, golden, original.
Oh.
And it comes in at a 5.3% ABV. And I thought something of note. From 2014 to 2018, this beer won some awards. So,
oh, nice. Yeah. Cool. Ready to check it out?
Yeah.
That's good.
I'm going to say something controversial.
Okay.
It does not smell good.
Yeah. It kind of gives me like a socks at the end of the day kind of
Yeah,
vibe.
dude, it smells kind of bad. It smells kind of dingy.
Yeah, it tastes
good.
Yeah, it tastes good. But you're right. Yeah, there is a little bit of a
the smell is
a funk in the smell. Yeah.
Yeah. The taste is like there's no funk in the taste.
I don't taste it. Yeah, it tastes good. Yeah, you're right.
I'm damn near done, dude.
I know. All right, let me get started then.
This is good.
I know. I knew that we were going to run into this problem with you. We're just going to down it in one shot. All right. So on the can, there's a bear.
Yes.
With headphones in. And?
A record player?
A record player.
I don't know why I asked you like a question. I mean, it's clearly a record player.
I am neither cool enough nor old enough to be particularly familiar with records, but today we're checking out the history of records. Vinyl records. Do you guys have some records, right?
We do. We used to. Jay used to be pretty into like vinyls. But nowhere beyond like she didn't know how to like take care of them. So I got her the Black Parade on vinyl.
Yeah.
And we played it and it got all warped. You know what I mean?
Did it get hot or
who knows, dude? She had all through college.
Yeah.
And I don't know. But it got all warped, right? So we played it a couple years ago. And like the Black Parade, it sounds scary because it was like, when I was a young boy. It's scary, dude. It was so freaky. So that's my level. Cool. That's my extent of experience with vinyls.
Okay. So for records, they were introduced in the late 1880s. Which is actually earlier than I would have guessed. And they superseded the phonographic cylinder.
Oh, okay.
Basically just literally a cylinder version of
it's just like
kind of like a record. Yeah, it was just a cylinder, like roll looking thing.
With like the tines.
No, I don't think it had tines. That's I thought that's what it was too, but you're thinking like a music box. I don't think it was like that. Like I think it was just a cylinder version of a record. Basically.
Okay.
Like the grooves and ridges and stuff.
Gotcha. Okay.
So they maintained the largest market share of music reproduction from around 1912 until the 1980s.
That's a long time.
That's a long time. And they got eventually beat out by the CD. So they survived like 8 tracks and cassettes.
Oh, yeah.
They beat both of those.
True,
or they still maintained their, I don't know, significance over them. Yeah. And by 1991, they were no longer mainstream, but they have had a resurgence again since the 2010s.
I will say it's one of those things like, I don't know, they're cool.
They are cool.
Like cassettes and 8-tracks and stuff, like they look fucking bulky and old and kind of like lame. Even CDs now are, I don't know, like there's something classic or whatever. Like they've overcome that. Like they're cool.
Something I think plays a big role in that is like the size of the like album art. Like you get a big,
the sleeves
big
are sweet.
sleeve. Yeah. And like, it's cool. Like,
yeah, they are.
And it like puts emphasis on, you know, like having a cool like cover art for your album of like, you have this big block of it.
That's true. It's almost like a CD. It's like a poster you can listen to.
A CD is so small and it just sat in those stupid little towers. Like all you saw was outside where it said Backstreet Boys.
The spine.
Yeah, you just saw the spine. We had both those CDs, man.
Dude, you remember we also had the Disturbed album?
Yeah.
With like that weird turtle.
Yeah, he's like got his like
what the hell was that,
stuck
dude?
in his neck. I don't know. It was disturbing though.
It was,
the album did its job. But again, it's like a real little picture versus you have this like, you know, damn near a poster version of it. And I think you also get the like, I guess like you alluded to, like the whole like I have to take care of it. You know, like I need this sleeve. I have to keep this sleeve in order to, you know, store them.
The sleeve. You have to like store them properly. Too.
Yes, but I'm saying like there's like more that goes into the record versus like a CD. Like most of my CDs just stayed in my stupid 5-disc CD changer. You know what I mean? Like they just went in there and I'm just going to rotate through the same albums. Anyway, there are also a few different names for a record. So we have like a phonograph record, which is like American English. We have the gramophone record, British English. Just straight up record. We all know what we're talking about. Even though like the record could also just be like the album, you know, like they're
right.
Like
yeah,
synonymous.
like people still use that today. Even they say that's a great record.
Yeah, or like it's still a Grammy category.
Yeah,
you know, it could also be called just a vinyl. It could be called an LP, which again, when I think of an LP, I think of like a small album.
I was gonna say, yeah. Well, I thought LP stood for limited play.
I don't know exactly in this context.
And then EP is extended play.
Yes.
Which is still smaller than an album.
Which is wild because in this context, the LP ended up becoming the longer playing record at one point. Like it was the like, oh my God, we can fit 2 songs on this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like it's just funny to think about, but yeah. And then the last one I think is funny, like a informal licorice pizza.
What?
Which
I've
makes
never
sense.
Had that. Yeah,
I've never heard it. Yeah, well, it's not a thing. You wouldn't eat it. Yeah.
I have never tasted it in my life. No, I've never heard of that before, ever. That's funny, though. I like that.
I think it's one of those things I had like heard in passing, but I didn't like give it much thought. But yeah, no, that I'm like, no, that's actually I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's kind of like this one time when we were working at the garden section of Lowe's. I was there by myself one time, and this guy came in, and he was like, hey, what kind of plants you got here? And I was like, you know, we got annuals, perennials, we have hedges, you know, kind of a little bit. He goes, you got any of that wacky tobacco? And I said, I've not heard of that, but I can look it up for you. I had never heard that before.
Wacky tobacco?
Yeah, he goes, no. I mean, like, that's like weed, but I'm just joking. And I was like, oh, that makes sense, but I'd never heard it before. I answered them all sincerely. I've not heard, I don't think so, but, you know, I can look it up.
Dana calls you, why are you looking up wacky tobacco in the system? Yeah. Oh, man, that's funny. All right, so when records initially came out, there was some, like, variance in how they worked, like, between size and RPM of the playback speed.
I think
there still is some variance, yeah. So in 1912, the Gramophone Company set 78 as their standard RPM. Okay. And then it became the industry standard in 1925. And those early records were made out of shellac. Do you know what shellac is?
I only know that that's like something you use during like home improvement or like furniture refinishing when like stuff's like really like you really need to cover stuff up.
Yeah, so it's a resin that is secreted by female lac bugs on trees in the forests of India and Thailand. But it is very often used for furniture refinishing.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
Furniture finish, yes.
Yeah, that's the only reason I know that. It's like you really need to cover up a bunch of shit. You put shellac on it.
Yeah. And the early records that were made were 10 inches and they held about 2 to 3 minutes per side.
Okay, so I think that like I've heard of like sometimes records would cut off like in the middle of a song.
Yep, and you just had to flip or
it.
go to the new disc. Yep. So there was a real problem. I mean, like real early music, especially like people still wanted to be like, I want to hear this symphony. You know, like a real long work, and they're like, well, it's gonna take these 24 records.
Oh my god!
Or,
yeah,
that's
like
true. However long the set was, like you're gonna have to listen to it, flip it, switch, flip it, switch.
Right.
Like, yeah. So they eventually were like very clear problem was that we need more storage.
Space, yeah.
There's really two ways to do that. You can make it bigger, or you can slow down the RPM.
Oh,
because you're burning through it too fast by going fast. So they eventually started to make discs bigger, and they got a little bit longer times. 12-inch discs, you get 4 to 5 minutes per side.
Okay.
So they've essentially doubled it at this point. Fairly, I mean, that seems fairly good.
Deal. Yeah.
Then it ends up making like an arms race between Columbia Records and RCA Victor Records, which at this point, like, we don't ever say the Victor.
No,
I know
I've
RCA
never heard
Records because like the Strokes were with them.
Yeah, and they had like a big long,
big fallout. And like I know Columbia Records, but I've never called it RCA Victor.
Me either.
I don't know what happened to Victor. So they both wanted to make it longer. They were aiming to make 20 minutes per side.
Oh, wow. That's a big jump.
Yeah,
okay.
It is a big jump. Columbia Records eventually created the LP. They showed it at like a, I don't know, convention kind of thing. They had 10-inch and 12-inch sizes. And this time it spun at 33 1/3 RPMs.
That's so specific.
Yeah, but they slowed it down a ton. Well, the other thing is like it has to be, or else the song won't sound right.
Well, no, but why a third? Like, why couldn't they just made it 33 RPM or 32?
Oh yeah,
RPM?
I don't know exactly how that happened. Yeah, I don't know how they got there, but that's what it did. And at this point, they started making them on vinyl.
Yeah.
RCA Victor didn't recognize their patent for that, so they did the same thing, but they did it on a 7-inch record. And they made theirs at 45 RPM. And they said that, like, the knock on it was like, well, we're going to have to change the record more often.
Yeah,
because it's smaller and
yeah.
faster. But they said that their new track changing system would flip it so fast that it would be negligible.
Oh, okay. So they had like the thing that would
they
just,
had
like,
something to like, yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that was kind of where we were. I will also say a lot of these records were referred to by their RPM. So like you have 78s or you have 45s.
Yeah, okay.
Like that's what they're
not
like.
By their size.
Yeah, they're not by their size,
okay.
but it's by the RPM.
Yeah.
So eventually they ended up making record players that would have 3 or 4 speed functions to account for all these differences.
Yeah, which is how they are now.
Now we're like, well, now we have like 3 separate RPMs. We have 75s, we have 45s, we have 33 1/3s, and they ended up with more, obviously. And the very early days, it was like the Wild West of like, we're all just making records how we make them.
They didn't even think about
so there's
the
no
RPMs.
standardized. Yeah, there's no standardized RPM.
Yeah,
it's just like this one happened to come out at 58. Oh, okay.
How do I make it play right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's either super fast or super slow, but I can't play that one.
Right.
Yeah, so it just ended up kind of going after that. So we're going to take a quick break there. When we come back, we'll talk about how they actually work.
Let's take a quick break.
Hello, word nerds. Welcome to the ad for my podcast called The Dictionary. My name is Spencer Parks. I host this podcast. I read the dictionary, the words, the definitions, etymologies, even more. I talk about it. I try to explain things. I also sometimes try to put in some silly jokes or silly sing-songy things. You know, it's just a fun way to read the dictionary. Sometimes I have guests on. And I hope that you will turn on this podcast, check it out, start from the beginning, and, enjoy this, what I like to call edutainment. Check it out in all the places that you can find podcasts.
Okay, so do you know how a record works? Like both capturing the sound and then playing the sound.
Not really. I mean, I know that it's the grooves, and there's like small, like the divots or indentations or whatever. Like it's literally scratching. So I also know that like because of that, like if you do like the record scratch or whatever, or like if you play a record so many times, whatever, like it'll eventually start to change the sound and everything because it's literally picking up the minute little differences. But I don't know how that is actually transferred into sound.
Yep. Okay, so we'll talk about the recording first, and then we'll get into like the production of the sound. So essentially, it relies on the actual sound waves captured and translated into a cutting stylus. It's like the actual like vibration, and that's how they get those like ridges. Yeah. Initially, this was all done acoustically. So they would bring in whoever was recording. They would sing into a horn or play into like a, you know, like a horn that would funnel the sound down into like a diaphragm, and that diaphragm was connected to the stylus, and those vibrations were picked up and did it. I will say records are one of those things where I think what you're doing seems harder than what we did now, and I have no idea how you did that first. Right, yeah. I think a similar thing with I almost think a similar thing with pictures. Like I almost think it's crazy that pictures were not in color first. Like it seems easier to capture what it actually saw. I don't know. I'm sure that one's backwards, but this one for sure is like, because when we get into how it plays, I'm like, how did you figure that out? How do you know that?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's crazy, dude. Who like?
I don't know how they came up with that.
Yeah, that's nuts, dude. It all started from the probably like running your fingers on the rims of the
So what they would do once they eventually started getting it to like, initially it was just like spoken word or singing, and like that's what they would record. They eventually got it to like bands and stuff. So they had to place the instruments based on sound. The louder the instrument was, the further back away, they were. And this makes sense. Like if you ever look at an orchestra or like even like a high school band, like like the trumpets are in the back, percussion's in the back, flutes, clarinets are in the front. Like it's just you have to change them that way. So in 1923, King Oliver's Creole Jazz Band made a recording. Oliver and his second trumpet were both next to each other, but Oliver's trumpet couldn't be heard. So they moved his second trumpet player 15 feet further away so that you could hear both of them. That second trumpet player was Louie Armstrong. That's awesome. I had to back him up. In the story, it says that like he was like notably sad, like having to stand away from everyone.
Oh yeah, well that's like clearly removed. That's pretty far.
Yeah, but it also, as trumpet players, playing quietly is not your thing. It's just not. No one prides themselves like, I can play my trumpet quiet. Yeah, like that is not what we do.
Well, that's kind of like my like, because we both played the trumpet. Yeah, that was kind of my like career as a trumpet player as well. Like, I was not the best at playing technically very well, but my sound was crisp and I was really loud. Yes. So what they would do is they would stick me on like third or second.
That's what I did. I would only play.
And they would tell me, like, my band director would be like, just play as loud as you want. Because all the other people were usually like pretty bad.
They weren't very good. Yes, that's exactly what I did. I would play third trumpet, and I remember being like, as a freshman, like I did it, and it was like, you're new. But I remember my senior year, like the band director was like, hey, we need you to play third trumpet. It's like, but I promise you can play as loud as you want because you don't hear any of the other trumpets on your part. And I remember Mom like recording some of like the shows, and you can tell when I was breathing. Like you can tell when I took a breath because it's like it's like that part's just gone.
Yeah, that was how I was too. And it was fun. I loved it.
It was, dude, especially for marching band specifically. Yeah, symphonic, like actual like stage band is it's different. It's like you actually have to, control your volume more. But marching band, go out there and do your thing. It was awesome. Okay, so finishing up how they make him. Once they get that recording with the cutting stylus, they then make a stamp of that recording. So they make like a metal like mold basically of the reverse. And then they take that and they print and push the vinyl into that, and that's how they get the exact ridges and stuff for all the tracks. And they pressed it in there.
So what's it like cutting into then? Like clay or something? Like what? You know what I mean? Like what?
Yeah,
is it
I don't
like?
know what the initial one is made into. It must be something pretty soft, I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know
like
exactly. I guess I don't know exactly what.
Spinning also.
Yeah, I would assume it's spinning at the exact RPM
Yeah.
because that's what they want. I would assume it does that, but then they make a metal mold and they press the PVC pipe.
And then you can
not
replicate
PVC pipe. The PVC. It is PVC that it's made out of.
Yeah.
They press that into it. That makes the record.
You got to prime the record before you put the PVC.
Yeah. Apparently, audiophiles, people that are really into records, they can tell the difference between a record that was produced with a fresher stamp.
That's nuts.
That does seem nuts.
I am. That will never be me.
Yeah, me neither. I'll be like, two people have Welcome to the Black Parade. It didn't get warped in college. And like mine was. But you can tell, like, oh, this mold was newer than your mold.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't know how you tell that. That's crazy. All right. So then, to me, what I think is the crazier part, and I did not go down the rabbit hole to like fully explain this, but to make the sound, then we have the needle, right, that traces along the grooves, like you said, and it moves to the little ridges. It has a diamond on the tip, or something really, really hard. Okay, if not a diamond, but something really, really hard at the end that will follow the very minute traces. As it traces to the small ridges, it then moves up and down. That needle, picture like a seesaw, is connected to a magnet on the other end.
Okay.
That magnet sits between two coil wires, and its position between those coil wires is going to create a current that then goes to the speaker and produces the sound.
That's wild.
Which is crazy to me. But the other thing that's crazy to me is like, how does it know to make a sound of Louie Armstrong's trumpet versus the drums and the other guy's trumpet and whoever's singing and whoever's playing bass? Like, how does it know that these are the different sounds coming out? Because when I think of the like frequency of the tracing, I'm like, okay, it's in response to the note or like the pitch. But how did it know what was making that pitch? You know what I mean? Like, that's where I'm like, how did you do this?
Yeah,
I have no idea how they did that.
Because like probably like there are billions of notes that we can't, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yes,
it's all just that exact, it's note number, 670,349,000, and that sounds like the start of a snare drum with a trumpet with it. You know what I mean? Like, that's where I'm like,
I think I have a better grasp of how digital music works than how analog music works.
Yeah, it's nuts.
I don't get how they got different sounds.
Yeah.
Like, I can get how they got pitches, but then you captured the singing and the drum and the trumpet at the same time? Like, I don't understand how.
Right, yeah, like it... Yeah, I guess like I understand what's going on, but yeah, it still doesn't seem like it should work.
But like I said, I didn't dive any deeper past that to be like, how does that actually work? I don't know. The last thing, are they actually better?
I know, a lot of
tons of people who
are snobs about it.
Yeah, but they are so dead set that like everything sounds better on a vinyl. I'm with you. I'm like, I don't know that I could tell.
Yeah. But my ears are fucked, so.
But yeah. So apparently, a CD and a record that were made from the same master mix should, in theory, be identical to each other. Mm-hmm. There is no actual consensus as to what is better. It's a subjective preference thing. But the vinyl people argue that it has a warmer sound and a better tone to the music. And they also kind of like you said, as a record continues to be played, it like starts to pick up like its own personality. It will sound a little bit different.
Yeah.
And so like over time and through being played, like it starts to pick up these like, I don't know, like its own like character, like personality of like, it sounds a little bit different. They seem to really like that. Digital people would then argue like,
is that just AI? Digital people.
Yeah. But people that prefer digital music, they would say like, you know, from a very technical standpoint, digital music is better and like every
because it can't
way.
be altered. It is the exact copy.
Yes,
all the time.
it is an exact copy. It is repeatable. It will be the exact same every time. You can get broader ranges. You can get deeper bass. Like all of these things. There's some limitations with vinyl of like big, huge jumps and swings. Like can potentially cause the needle to jump.
Yeah.
That can't happen in digital. Like there's nothing to. It just is what it is. And I think that kind of the same thing of like, so you're telling me that a technology from over 100 years ago, I mean, like I have Dolby Atmos lossless audio. Like there's just, I just don't understand how it would possibly sound better.
Right. But
I think a lot of it's like the nostalgia, the character of the vinyl, like that's got to be what it is that people are like arguing for. Yeah.
Well, yeah, like I said at the very beginning of the show too, like they are cool.
It is cool.
Like,
no, I do agree. I think it's cool.
I do think it is a lot of like, you need, like you said, like you got to take care of them. There's seems to be like a lot more care put into not only the owner but also like even the making of it. So I do feel like they're almost like they like the fact that like it is a more personal experience in a way.
You know what I think it is? Or not the only thing, but I think another thing that helps with the way we listen to music now, it's super easy. Or like, I don't often listen to an entire album.
Yeah.
Unless I really like the band. And then I like, you know, the album just comes out. Like, I'll listen to the whole thing.
You skip
and
around.
then
Or like even they just like skip through songs continuously.
But even then, I might be like, I'd really just like to hear this song. And you just go straight to it. Whereas with the record, you're not just skipping around like that. Like, you can't just...
Yeah, you're like almost
I want to start
into...
exactly here. Yeah, so you're just like, I'm just going to let it go. And it's like part of the like whole like, I'm going to listen
at the beginning
to the album as intended by the artist.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a lot of like that contributes to it.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Just the ritual of it, I guess.
Yeah. Let's take it to the streets.
All right, so for this one, I have a bit of a saga, I guess.
Okay.
So this guy, Brian K., he's from North Carolina, so we can do with that what we want. His first post says, "Why is Missouri beer not so good?" And he rated it 3 stars.
Okay.
Then he responds
I feel
to
like
him.
3 out of 10 is, or 3 out of 10. 3 out of 5 is like,
That's okay.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's the. Then he replies to himself, and he says, "Jerry H, 3 is generous," but he rated it 3 stars.
Yeah, and I'm looking at this, and there's no
Jerry H.
Yeah, there's
I hovered over all the little icons that were by it. They're not Jerry H. So that was on May 6th. 9 days later, on May 15th.
Oh, this was recent too.
Yeah.
This is
like within the last...
This is like last week.
Yeah, May 15th is 2 days ago.
Oh my God.
At the time of our recording.
Yeah.
So then he... also the first one where he says, "Why is Missouri beer not so good?" He also had 3 beers. Like he had
drank
3 of them.
Yeah.
Yes. So then he posts again, and he again says, "Jerry H." I don't know who that is. It's that shitty one I had in Missouri. I still brought the leftover cans home. An excuse to get the craft beer week badge. Then he replies to himself again, "Jerry H, it's gross. I poured it out. I'm not sure I have much beer left in the house."
What?
Dude, he bought a few of them and then gave it a bad rating.
I think 3 out of 5 is fine, though, too.
Sorry.
Yeah, he said
he gave it the rating he did, but then he questioned and said, that seems generous to himself. Then, I don't know who he's talking to, and he just says, it's that shitty one I brought from Missouri. No one asked. Like, it's its own post by itself. No one asked him to do it. He gave it 3 stars again, even though he already said it was generous. Like, he could have lowered it.
Yeah.
Maybe
he is Jerry H.
I don't know who Jerry H is. I thought it was like one of those, like the whole like Jesus H Christ, and I thought he was just like Jesus H.
Jerry H Christ, like the lesser known Christ.
He feels weird taking his name in vain, so he just Jerry H.
Oh my god.
Beer people are weird sometimes.
Dude, go to this website real quick. I want to see. Like, go to the links. See if there is anybody on there that he could be possibly replying to. What the hell? Yeah, dude. He is just replying to himself.
Well, I almost want to go through his he does us the favor of posting a picture of himself, but I'd really like to go through and see what other beers he drank and like rated well.
Dude, this guy drinks a lot of beer.
I'm not familiar with any of these.
And it's that shitty stuff they have in South Carolina.
North Carolina.
Even worse.
Thanks for listening. As always, if you want to like or subscribe, please follow us on Instagram at shortpourpodcast or send us a suggestion through email at shortpourpod@gmail.com.
And as always, whether you pour short
or long,
always finish.